everybody, and welcome back to episode 3 of the Media Frenzy podcast. My name is Hallie,
I'm Chloe.
I'm Gracie.
And I'm Caitlin.
and we are still in book month. And today, I thought it would be really fun to talk about bookstores and libraries. So, not specifically about a genre or type of book, but something important to books as time has passed. And you guys got a little sneak peek earlier when you looked at my notes, but I wanted to start off with something a little bit lighter in tone, and just ask you guys, have you guys ever been in a bookstore or a library and all of a sudden need to use the bathroom?
The Barnes and Noble phenomenon?
Yeah, you have to poop suddenly.
Well,
No.
not me personally, but
But have you-
I've heard of it.
Are you familiar with this idea?
Yeah.
I am
Okay.
familiar with the idea. I've just never experienced it, and I don't know if I've heard other people who have.
Okay.
I've never heard of this, so I'm not familiar with the concept.
Right. Well, in Japan, there's an actual term for it. They actually have a thing. It's like the Mariko Aoki phenomenon. But in America, we just call it book bowels.
I like the other term better.
Yeah, it sounds a lot more fancy.
Right.
But there's not really a good explanation for it. People just enter bookstores and suddenly they have to poop.
Oh my
There's a couple
god,
of theories.
Okay.
that's really funny.
Some people think that the smell of the paper and like the ink in the books is like a laxative. But there's no evidence to
Interesting.
suggest that that's true, other than the fact that this happens. Psychologically, there's a couple of options. It could be that your brain associates reading with sitting on the toilet. Some people.
Well, I mean, there's that whole thing where, you, sit on the toilet and read, the newspaper or
Yeah.
whatever.
That's
So I
true,
guess-
like magazines or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Like
true.
certain people just like see a book and you're like, now's the time, I guess. Your brain just decides that now's the moment.
Yeah.
And then the other one is just like, and this one I feel like is the most likely, but I'm not really sure how it works, is the sudden onslaught of all this like information. You're seeing all this text and stuff causes your brain to just be like, I gotta do something. And
Oh, okay.
that
I
that
mean,
is the result.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Sure.
Gotta release some of this information,
It's like
Yeah.
birds when they need to fly. They're like, this is getting I'm getting too heavy. I gotta poop. So
I gotta
just
let some stuff
You
go.
gotta do
I
something.
gotta let.
Gotta lose a few pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting that none of you guys have experienced.
Have you?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll go into a bookstore and I'll be like, doing my thing, walking around looking at books, and all of a sudden I'm like, I need to put down the things I was holding, and I need to go to the bathroom right now.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I
That's,
think maybe once
unfortunate.
that happened to me, but I didn't really connect it. I went to Barnes and Noble with one of my friends in December.
Mhm.
Like we were Christmas shopping and I just I can't remember if I had to already go, but I just remember being like, oh my gosh, I've got to go to the bathroom. But oh my gosh, that bathroom smelled so bad. I think they cleaned it or something, and the chemicals were just really gross. But I feel like that happened to me once, or a variation of it, but I didn't think about it that much.
That would be a very bad thing to happen in my town because we don't have a major bookstore. We just have the one a local bookstore, and that bookstore doesn't have any bathrooms or public bathrooms. So that would be bad if
How did
you are there.
Where do the workers go?
I guess they have a private bathroom or something, but
Okay.
it's not open to the public.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, that's the worst. I've been into bookstores like that, and I'm like, I have to go. What do I do?
I think you should just run up to the librarians and be like, I'm experiencing book bowel.
It's the Mariko Aoki phenomenon. It's happening.
And they would just be like, oh, I
my God,
understand. And they
of
would just
course.
grab
Yeah.
grab the key, give it to you, and you're like, go, go, go.
It's the
We
second
all
door on
know
the
the
left.
code words.
Yeah.
Okay. So now I've got some other questions I want to go over. Um, Starting with, do you guys have any like fond memories of bookstores and libraries, like growing up or anything?
When I was like a kid, my mom would always like take me to the library and I would check out as many books as I could and I would just read them there. And then I would like do that. I would get like 20 books like every week. And then, I don't read that much anymore, but it established my love for reading that I had as a kid.
I remember I remember like I loved like the smell of bookstores or like libraries. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people do, but I remember I love the smell and like going into my like local library in Spring Hill. And then I loved Borders when it was before it was Barnes and Noble. I loved that. And then there's a bookstore in Green Hills. It's called Parnassus. Um, they actually have the old Borders like bookshelves and like ladders and things like that. So it's really cool. It looks really awesome too. Like I don't think they did anything to it, so it looks the same. Um, but I remember my mom would kind of the same thing. She would like rent movies actually from like the library and stuff like that, which is really fun. So there's like some movies that I remember getting that like I still watch today and all that sort of stuff. So that's yeah.
It's really fun. I think I have like some where I used to, my mom like loves books, and so she used to take me to a lot of bookstores, and I just remember having fun trying to find books with my mom. So she would like kind of tell me like what she's looking for, and I liked, I guess, to play librarian because I was like, okay, well, what genre would that be? And then I would just have fun like looking for um it sounds so lame, but I would just have fun looking for like the book or like looking for the category or genre or the author's last name and just being like, let me find it. Like
That's
I
not
had fun
lame.
doing that.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, you're talking to a person that's like majoring in library science. Sometimes I take the books off of these shelves just to put them back on. That does not sound boring to me. That sounds thrilling.
Administrative work. Ooh,
Yeah. Woo! It's like
Mm,
alphabetizing. Feels good.
the Dewey Decimal
that's what
System.
I meant to say.
Really gets
You're
me
like
going.
you're like the
Oh
Dewey Decimal System. Ooh, I'm there.
boy, man. Dewey Decimal System #1 fan. I need it on a t-shirt.
We should make
Uh,
you a t-shirt of that.
yeah.
The
I can
podcast
probably
merch.
Yes.
podcast merch.
Yeah.
We're dropping the merch, guys. We're gonna drop it like
Merch
week
plug.
4.
Link in bio.
Link
Visit
in
our
bio.
Etsy shop.
Yeah.
VIP
We sell
members
on
get like exclusive content.
get our
Start a
Patreon.
Patreon.
Yes.
Oh boy. Okay. So my next question for you guys is, do you think, and this is not, I'm not trapping you because you're gonna be like,
Oh,
I can't say what I want you to say what you really think, because just because you're talking to a library science person, I want you to be brutally honest. Do you think libraries and bookstores are going to be lost to time in the modern age of technology?
I hope not. Like,
I hope not.
oh,
I I really don't think so because it's not just like a store situation. It is like the ambiance and like it's the experience. And I know that people love specifically libraries in the sense of like being able to check out books and the community of it. So I don't think I like at the very least I think there will always be libraries and bookstores I feel like just come along with that. Um, but I think it's really like libraries are like institutions of communities. So I don't think that they're going to be lost.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like our world like has like gotten like so unhinged and I'm like I feel like as much as there are so many people that like I don't know. I don't actually think that like they'll go away, but I feel like I don't know, there's so many like ironically enough books or stories about like things like that being lost to humanity because there's just so much like I don't know, like people just like want to get rid of like information and like stories and like things like that and like maybe not in our lifetime but like a few like generations from now like I don't know, I feel like there's like the potential for people to like want to get rid of them because they don't want people to like dream anymore or like they don't want people to like do stuff, but maybe not, I hope not, but that could also just be like I don't know, I've like read stories before, like I don't know if y'all have read like A Brave New World or
Yeah.
anything like that. I'm like, y'all, that stuff sounds like some of like at least like parts of where our world is heading, and I'm like, that's scary. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's like possible, but I don't know if it'll necessarily happen. But I hope it doesn't. But yeah.
I just see it in the way of like while like there is so much technology and stuff, I see people like why thrift stores are still a thing. Or like why like it's the or like farmers markets and stuff like that. There's the level of community and the level of people wanting because with like you were saying with like all this technology and like a lot of big industries and conglomerates, people are wanting to go back to like, well, I want to think about the ethicality of this and I want to think about like where my books are coming from or not books, but like where my food and stuff is coming from. So I kind of see it as an extension of that where it's just going to be kind of like wanting to slow down the industry level of it and wanting more of a communal situation.
And then I also think like I know that my library in my town they keep like literal records of like of the community, like family trees and stuff like that. So it is like libraries are really ingrained into like communities. Like they're a pillar of the community, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I I agree on that front. I think a lot of bookstores and things have obviously stock has dipped largely, and you see like a lot of closures now. But I do think they won't ever be fully eradicated because I think they serve a sort of a purpose in the community that's greater than just the main service that they provide. Now, on that note, I saved the time for most of our conversation to be about this because I think this is also sort of relevant to current news, and I think it's on topic with
Okay.
with media and such.
It's a little
So
zesty.
yeah, so we've got you guys know the concept of banned books,
Yeah.
Yes.
right? Yeah. So currently in the US, I looked up the number and it was kind of hard to find because everyone's like pretty a little vague about it, but the most exact number I could find is around 1,648 banned books in the US.
That is
Interesting.
that's weird.
Which is it's weird. So recently in Florida, there's a
Oh.
bit of a
Well,
library situation in the schools. So
Okay.
um, a lot of the school boards want all books in schools to be from an approved list. So
Who
they
approves the list though?
exactly.
yeah.
So they essentially what a bunch of school systems did is they either took all the books out of the libraries or taped off the shelves and even said to the teachers who have like their personal like in classroom libraries, you have to take them out and your books have to be approved.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What?
And
Okay, I no, go ahead, sorry.
no, go ahead. Give your
Okay,
thoughts.
my thing is for Florida specifically, who is this approved, like who is doing the approving? And also, if we're thinking of Florida, what state is the most unhinged when it comes to like Florida man? Do
Yep.
you see like Wyoming man? No, it's
The
always Florida
I
Wyoming
man.
was
man.
literally thinking Wyoming
Oh,
when you said that.
Nobody ever
telepathy.
thinks of Wyoming.
No, but that's what I
It's
mean.
not
Like,
real.
yeah, true. But that's why we need books to be approved so that this Wyoming propaganda is not spread.
Yes.
But no,
Yeah.
but like when it comes to states, when people think of the most unhinged, they think of like Florida because it's always like Florida and the meth gators. So really, like, who's gonna be like, yes, the approval. This is the state needs to approve this.
Yeah.
The most unhinged one.
And if you look at, it's a little concerning to me. Their thing is they don't want their kids to be indoctrinated
Oh, yeah.
what's happening with their reading. And my
Sorry, did my
thing,
eyes roll like back into
yeah,
my head?
like my
Yeah.
thing is that if you are worried that your kid is going to read a book and their whole worldview is going to change, then I think you have failed as a parent to teach proper critical thinking skills. If
Yeah.
they're going
Yeah.
to believe every single thing they read.
Like how hard have you indoctrinated your children if they can like read a couple things and just be like I'm fully into this now. Like
Yeah.
you've done the indoctrination then.
And
Yeah.
like the books that are on the list are like it really reveals what kind of things that they're worried about. It's a lot of stuff about
CTR.
anti-racism and it's
Yeah.
like, wow guys, you're really making
Yeah.
yourself look
Yeah.
good.
Okay, Floridians.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna you know what? The rest of this podcast is just gonna be me dunking on Floridians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
This
so
podcast
sorry
is
too.
we're against Florida. We hate Florida.
Florida should be blown
Anti-incest
off
and
the map.
anti-Florida.
Anti-incest,
Yes.
anti-Florida.
Florida.
Don't believe Wyoming exists.
Yes. There's not a
Anti-Wyoming.
belief. This is a fact.
Yes. Listen, we
We
have
are
strong statements on this podcast.
we're Wyoming deniers, okay?
Wyoming deniers.
That's the
Anyway,
next guy's podcast. The
Yes.
anti-Wyoming theory.
no Wyoming. We just like show a bunch of maps where we've carefully photoshopped out Wyoming.
Yes.
It's
See, it's
actually
not
a
even on a map.
square ocean.
You can't even find it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Can you
It's
can you tell me
camouflage.
right now what the shape of Wyoming is? I don't think so.
Do you know what states border Wyoming? Absolutely you don't.
Exactly. Exactly. Um, that's so dumb.
It
Like,
is a little dumb. I'm like, and this is one of the things from studying library science. You can believe whatever you want to believe. Everyone has their own opinions about things, and regardless of if I think your opinions are problematic, they're your opinions, and I can't talk you into changing your opinions. But I'm just saying that throughout history, the people that have taken away books have never been the good guys.
Yeah.
100%, yeah.
Like whether we're
And
talking freaking Nazis or like the Romans burning Bibles way back in the day, like never are you like, yeah, man, I'm so glad that those guys did that.
Just like even recently, like people do the like crazy people doing book burnings of like Harry Potter and stuff because it's
Yeah,
witchcraft.
like
that is
yikes,
so
guys.
zany. That is so silly. I feel like
So
there's a lot worse
it is a
issues
lot.
in Harry Potter
Right?
than witchcraft.
There's a lot more issues with J.K. Rowling's mind
Oh
than
my god.
witchcraft.
Don't even get me started. Oh my god.
Don't even get me started.
But like,
That's the next
what are some
podcast.
of what are some of the next books that like, or what is the list of books? Like, what are some of the books on there that
I mean,
the
there's so
Floridians
many.
are like against?
The Floridians.
The
Some of them
Floridians.
like include like a lot of the books that are like that used to be assigned reading, like To Kill a Mockingbird, banned. Um,
Okay.
Diary of Anne Frank,
Oh,
banned.
oh, okay. Interesting.
Shooketh. It's
Yeah,
even the censored version too, so it's not even like bringing up her gay feelings.
yeah.
So like, I don't see the issue.
Well, you know,
Oh my god.
they're not gonna say what the issue is,
I
but
know.
I think we can read between the lines about what the issue is with the Diary of Anne Frank to these people.
Have they
Uh,
been banning like the book thief, which is
yeah,
about
that's
banning
on.
books?
Yeah, that's on the
I would
banned book list.
Interesting. Interesting.
You know, it really makes you think. All right. Well, now seems like a good time as ever to ask my favorite question. What have we learned? Have we learned anything?
Floridians are crazy. They need to be
Want to
stopped.
be crazy?
Yeah, Floridians are wild and out. They need to be stopped. And I'm glad that I found a support group for the Wyoming deniers.
Yeah, I mean, the people that think Wyoming is real, they're in a cult, I think.
Yeah,
Like
they are
that's
being
I'm
indoctrinated
lost
by
because
these
I was
books.
supposed to have gone to Wyoming a couple years ago, but now I'm not
But
sure where I went. Now.
wasn't Wyoming, I can tell you that much.
The only books that need to be banned are Wyoming state history books because it's
Yeah.
just not
yes,
real. Like,
It's all made up.
exactly.
The boys, this is our pitch to the boys. The Wyoming
Yes.
conspiracy. Oh boy. Yeah, that was a lot. I feel like we covered
yeah.
a lot of ground today.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. It went
Yeah.
from poop to Nazis.
Wyoming, not
So
existing.
yeah.
Much like
Yeah.
what is it? The Mariko Aoki phenomenon, I tried to make this conversation flow in a natural way.
Oh my god.
You
All
know
right,
what?
on that
I gotta give that to you,
thank
Hallie.
you.
Like,
Thank you. That was my closer. This has been the Media Frenzy podcast. We hope you've enjoyed listening to our conversation as we continue to get to know each other. We will see you here next week, and you will definitely hear us next week. Thank you so much for listening.
thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.